When I got my Tormek, I spent a lot of time just looking at it, admiring it. A lot of candlelight dinners and evenings in. It was a whirlwind romance. I felt like a kid again. But while the love affair never ended, the honeymoon did. And before I knew it, I was working it as hard as a stepchild on a rented mule. It was honing my chisels and hand planes. It was sharpening my turning and carving tools. And I was looking all over the place for some sort of tool that this thing couldn't sharpen. It took an axe to finally beat it, or at least I thought. But that's when I saw Tormek's hand tool jig kit. And once again, I was proven the loser. Well played, Tormek. Well played. I've tried out the hand tool jig set for a while now, and I have some observations that you might find useful if you're considering pulling the trigger on it. For one thing, when they say hand tools, they really mean all the stuff you've been wishing you could sharpen but didn't quite know how to do it. Actually, there's a jig for just about everything that's not covered in the wood turner set. Here's the rundown. What I like about them is the level of consistency that they make possible. I can use the micro adjust feature on the handle to perfectly duplicate any bevel. That means I only have to remove a tiny bit of steel, and I don't have to worry about messing up my wife's knives. Like the time I ground my wife's big chef's knife down into a narrow fillet knife. Some of those sandpaper systems can really eat up the steel. Of course, these things aren't just for Mrs. Stumpy's knives. I can use them to sharpen all kinds of stuff like pocket knives, marking knives, carving knives, even draw shapes. The narrow one is for most stuff, and the wider one is for your longer knives. Overall, I found the fit and finish to be top-notch, like all of Tormek's jigs. And the best part is, now that I can get a professional edge on not just woodworking tools, but also on stuff like kitchen knives, it's a whole lot easier to justify my Tormek to the missus. The jig is designed to allow perfect duplication of whatever bevel angle your scissors have, while allowing you to follow the contour of the blade. You might not think that you need a high level of precision to sharpen a pair of scissors, but there is a huge difference between this jig and those combo knife and scissor sharpeners out there. For one thing, it creates a far more precise bevel, which is critical to the way scissors cut. Because it's so accurate, when it comes time to resharpen, you can duplicate the exact same bevel. That means you only have to remove a tiny bit of material, so sharpening is a lot faster and your scissors are going to last a lot longer. Hey, I could have used Grandma's good sewing shears to go out and cut all the hair off my brother's dolls out in the sandbox in a rainstorm. The point is, I could have made them really dull. Yet with the Tormek scissors jig, it would have been good as new in no time. And I could have buttered her up even more by sharpening up her garden shears, hedge clippers, all the stuff that she wouldn't allow me to run with. Because this jig will do all that stuff too. It looks simple, but it's an amazingly efficient design. It'll hold all those short chisels, carving tools, even power carver blades at a precise angle. It really filled a hole in my sharpening kit. A lot of the stuff that used to be frustrating to sharpen is a lot easier with this. It's designed to fit the Tormek micro-adjustable toolbar, making any bevel perfectly repeatable. I recently tried out Tormek's axe sharpening jig, and I was impressed at how such a simple design made my job a lot easier. This jig grips the axe head tightly, allowing you to easily follow the contour of the edge. Paired with the Tormek's micro-adjust toolbar, you can quickly and accurately duplicate any bevel angle on any straight or curved bit. I don't know if I'd run out and buy a Tormek system just to sharpen axes, unless you're a lumberjack or in the axe sharpening business. But if you already have the machine, I think this is worth picking up because it gives you an even bigger bang for your buck. I started out with the Tormek system and a few jigs, and I thought I could sharpen a lot of stuff. But the hand tool kit takes it to a level I never imagined. Every jig is well designed, high quality, and amazingly precise. That means every time you resharpen a tool, you're removing just the slightest amount of steel, which means way faster sharpening and a lot longer tool life. So, for that, I'm giving the hand tool sharpening jig set the coveted designation as one of Stumpy Nubs' favorite things.